Last but certainly not least, the fourth of 4 quarterfinals and perhaps the most anticipated. Guatemala against El Salvador. Two teams that made it through group play without a loss meet with the final spot in the 2021 FIFA Futsal World Cup on the line. Joe Malfa here with you. Action taking place at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City, Guatemala. A look at the bracket that we have so far. Panama, Costa Rica, and the United States all punched their tickets to the World Cup. One blank spot remains. Guatemala, El Salvador, for a right to play in the World Cup and face the United States in the semifinals of this tournament here in the 2021 Concacaf Futsal Championship. Two teams in El Salvador and Guatemala geographically next to each other in CONCACAF. Two rivals in the region. Plenty of intensity to come in this matchup. Familiar with each other. So much on the line here at Domo Polideportivo. Guatemala has won championship in this tournament historically, all the way back in 2008. They followed that up with a trip into the finals in 2012, which they lost to Costa Rica, and they came in third in 2016, trying to go back in the right direction here in 2016, and it starts with this matchup against El Salvador, who are in this tournament for the first time since 1996. Nobody really knew what to expect of them coming into this tournament. It had been 25 years since we last saw them in CONCACAF futsal competition. They came in 6th in 1996, missed the next 5 editions of the tournament. They recorded their first ever tournament point with a draw against the United States in the opening group match in Group D, which at the time seemed to be a surprise, but when they followed that up with wins against Nicaragua and Cuba, no longer a surprise, no longer the underdogs. Guatemala, El Salvador processing out onto the field. I'll step away for a moment as these teams prepare to hear their national anthems played. The action coming up in a few moments.
Solicitamos ponerse de pie para el himno nacional de El Salvador, seguido por el himno nacional de Guatemala.
Saludemos la patria orgullosos,
Tears in the eyes of players for both teams. Means so much to them with so much on the line tonight. Captains converge for the coin toss. Roberto Lopez in charge of it. The Mexican referee. David Sandoval, captain for El Salvador. Alan Aguilar, captain for Guatemala. He is also the team's goal-scoring leader with 3 so far in this tournament. Guatemala with the blues and the diagonal stripe across the chest. El Salvador wearing the all-whites. Both teams, as I mentioned, went through the group stage without a loss. Guatemala, a 4-2 win over Dominican Republic and a 4-3 win over Trinidad and Tobago. Here is their starting lineup. Jose Reyes, Edgar Santizo, Jose Mancia, the captain Alan Aguilar, and Wanderlei Ruiz, Jaime De Leon, the head coach. On the flip side, El Salvador, a 1-1 draw against the United States, then wins over Cuba and Nicaragua. Emerson Lemus, Salvador Aguilar, Rodrigo Contreras, David Sandoval, and Samuel Munoz in the starting lineup. Juan Palma, the head coach. A team that has not been in this tournament for 25 years. El Salvador, they spent just about the entirety of lockdown practicing together. They locked down through the pandemic together, practicing in anticipation of this very moment. A trip to the World Cup on the line. And a spot in the semifinals of this tournament against the United States. No one knew what to expect out of this El Salvador team, but what they've shown is they are not to be taken lightly. That 1-1 draw against the United States announced their arrival, and they backed it up with a 2-1 win over Cuba and a 5-2 win over Nicaragua. Guatemala perhaps not as dominant as they were expected to be, just squeaking out 4-2 win against the Dominican Republic and a 4-3 win against Trinidad and Tobago. They are seeking their 4th consecutive qualification for the FIFA Futsal World Cup. It would be the longest active streak in CONCACAF. They won this tournament in 2008, runners-up in 2012, 3rd place in 2016. 40 minutes, perhaps more. We already saw one match today go to extra time and penalty kicks. But for now, 40 minutes between these two teams and a trip to the semifinals of this tournament and a ticket punched to the World Cup later this year in Lithuania. Underway at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City, the host nation seeking a trip for the 4th straight time to the World Cup and beginning in possession. Alan Aguilar at the back of this formation. As I mentioned, 3 goals, the team leader. Nobody else has more than 1. Gonzalez, Ale, Mancia, Sandoval, Ruiz, all with 1 goal each. For El Salvador, Contreras is the leading goal scorer with 2. Everybody else has just 1. Scoring for both teams has been spread throughout the roster. No one guy they rely on. With everything on the line, and with these two nations being rivals in CONCACAF, expect a lot of intensity throughout the evening. This one will make up for what the last game lacked as Costa Rica dominated Suriname 12-1. Can already hear it from down on the field. Both benches animated. United States won their matchup against Dominican Republic 2-0. Panama got by Canada in penalties after a level 1-1 scoreline through 2 20-minute halves and 2 5-minute extra times. Guatemala pressing forward, has it blocked. Rodrigo Contreras sees it out. Wanderlei Ruiz looking to make something happen. Emerson Lemus in goal. Inside shot, saved by Lemus. Early opportunity for Jose Mancia. And the other way, Rodrigo Contreras. For El Salvador gives it away. Big save in the early stages by Lemus. Perhaps called upon again as Guatemala ranges forward, but is intercepted. Salvador Aguilar on his right foot. Aguilar taken down by Jose Mancia. Tries to gesture that he got the ball, but a foul is called. Take another look at that opportunity. First time shot. Passion exuding from Lemus in celebration of that save. What a story it would be for El Salvador. After 25 years of not appearing in this competition, to come through and make it to the World Cup. And in the process, knock off your rivals, the host nation, who have been there 3 times in a row. Aguilar, the captain, has it caught up between his feet. Forced to go back. Mancia. Over to Santizo, back to Mancia. Aguilar now at the top of the formation. He'll cycle around to the left side as Santizo waits with it. Ruiz to Aguilar, has a blast, save again. Emerson Lemus with 2 in the early going. Alan Aguilar has scored already 1 goal like that from distance on a rocket in this tournament. That time, no, across to the backside. At the doorstep, just missing it, Jose Mancia. Well executed play directly off the kick in. Energy palpable inside of Domo Polideportivo. One of these teams will be defeated for the first time in this tournament. Opportunity again for Guatemala, save again from Lemus. 3 saves in the first 2.5 minutes. That's the second foul called against Guatemala. 2 in the early stages. Remember, each team gets 5. On the 6th, it gives the opponent a kick from the second penalty mark. That resets in each half. But not even 3 minutes in, 2 fouls charged to Guatemala. In a game that is expected to be very tight, something like that could be the difference. Sandoval looking for a runner at the back post. Volley as it came out to Aguilar, but it's blocked, as is that shot. Alan Aguilar for Guatemala. Plays it out wide. Roberto Alvarado into the match, getting his first touch. All the way over to Wanderlei Ruiz. Inside Alvarado. Nobody making a run inside the arc. Santizo, shot is blocked. El Salvador regroups under heavy pressure. Munoz gets it up top for Salvador Aguilar. 2 blue jerseys around him, and he gives it right back. Three saves in the early going for Emerson Lemus in goal for El Salvador. All quiet on the back end for Jose Reyes in the Guatemala goal. 3.5 minutes gone in this first half. Joe Malfa with you for the 4th of 4 quarterfinals here in the 2021 Concacaf Futsal Championship. Giveaway at midfield. Shot from distance. There's the first save from Jose Reyes. Eric Martinez gets the shot off. Alvarado laid it off. Jose L.A. Marvin Sandoval. A lot of chatter from both sidelines. Very lively in the early going. The players off the field and on the field. In front, opportunity, another save by Lemus. It wasn't caught cleanly by Alvarado streaking to goal. but it was still put on target, and Lemos still had to deal with it. Fizzing ball in from Marvin Sandoval. Maybe Alvarado did get a slight touch to it, but not enough. This is some of the best futsal we've seen from Guatemala so far in this tournament. Lackluster by their standards in the first two games, even though they won both of the matches, 4-2 and 4-3, a lot closer than anticipated. I'm not sure anybody coming into the tournament would have thought that Dominican Republic would beat Trinidad and Tobago by more than Guatemala did. But that's all rectified. Those maybe less than stellar performances still in victories if they can come away with the win again today. Get through to the semifinal against the United States, and more importantly, punch a ticket to the World Cup later this year in Lithuania. It would be their fourth consecutive trip to the World Cup. El Salvador looking for their first ever World Cup appearance. Maybe an opportunity here, saved by Reyes. Shouts for a handball on the deflection then afterwards, but Jose Reyes with his second big save. Enriquez into the match for the first time. Alvarado, space on the right side, closed down by Eric Martinez. Martinez again with the heavy pressure, and it forces a kick in. Juan Palma very animated on the bench for El Salvador. Giveaway, opportunity, Guatemala. Shot is blocked. And an indirect free kick here. Won't count against Guatemala's foul total. Already at 2 in the early going. Another giveaway. Opportunity. Guatemala pulling it through. Saved off the line. Tracking back Samuel Munoz. Alvarado found Enriquez. Didn't catch it cleanly. Saved off the line by Munoz. And on that look, you could actually see Lemos got a touch to it, but he's down in some pain. Emerson Lemos, already 5 big saves made, writhing in pain. Trainer tending to his right knee. He is in immense discomfort. Difficult to watch. Lemos still writhing on the ground in pain. He's going to need to be helped off. 5 massive saves already. Not even 6 minutes into this one. Oscar Montano, the backup keeper, set to pop in net. Hope this isn't the last we see of Emerson Lemos. Anguish on the face of Lemos, leaving in tears on the stretcher. Oscar Montano checks in. 34-year-old keeper for El Salvador. This scoreline is still 0-0 because of Emerson Lemos. And now it's up to Montano to keep it going. 5 saves were made by Lemos in the first 5 minutes and change. Back to the action. In for Enriquez, all the way back for Jose Reyes. Takes a deflection. And a foul goes against Eric Martinez. First against El Salvador. And it appears as if the yellow card is coming out of the pocket as well. Heavy tackle from Eric Martinez. first card of the match. And now Eric Martinez will have to be careful the rest of the way. Marvin Sandoval stands over the kick. He's got 1 goal already in this tournament. Just lays it off. Guatemala building from the back, giving it away to El Salvador. Guatemala applying very high pressure up the field. Helps them win it back. El Salvador returning the favor. Up front, Sandoval inside. Both teams pointing their direction. Kick incoming from Guatemala, courtesy of Walter Enriquez. Enriquez gets it in. Thinking about a shot was Jose Ale. Jonathan Arevalo into the match, number 13 for Guatemala. Scored 4 goals for them in 2016's tournament. Has yet to score through 2 matches of this tournament. Nice turn in space. El Salvador saved by Jose Reyes. Shot came from Salvador Aguilar, with a defender draped over his back, Walter Enriquez. Chance on the corner kick, deflected in front. Arevalo breaks out. Munoz recovers. At the best chance of the game so far for El Salvador. Aguilar gives this one away. Back to Jose Reyes. Arevalo cuts it back for Jose Ale. Long up the field. In space, Enriquez. On his left foot, defended very tightly by Sandoval. Trying to win a corner or something, but the ball stays in. El Salvador breaks it out of the back. Guatemala resets. Arevalo. Few substitutions set to come in on the fly for Guatemala, including the captain, Alan Aguilar, who is back out there now, trotting through the middle of the field, wearing the captain's armband and the number 11 for Guatemala. Shot is blocked. Jose Ale trying his luck from distance. Tight match, great intensity so far between Guatemala and El Salvador, 2 rivals in Concacaf. Aguilar lays it back. Shot is blocked. Aguilar wins it. Inside, shot off the post! Jose Mancia narrowly missing, giving Guatemala the lead. Did it take a deflection on the way in? It was saved on the way in. Oscar Montano got a very slight touch to it with his right hand and was able to knock it off the post. First save for Montano since he has had to check in for Emerson Lemus. But Montano picking up right where Lemus left off. 6 saves combined between the 2 keepers for El Salvador. On the other side, Jose Reyes with 3 saves of his own, keeping Guatemala in this one as well with a 0-0 scoreline. Alan Aguilar in space has his shot blocked out for a corner kick. Guatemala finished 3rd in 2016. Of course, the goal is to at least qualify for the World Cup, which they could do with a win tonight. But they have greater aspirations than that. They want to lift this trophy for the 2nd time on home soil, with the first title coming back in 2008. Inside, space for a shot that's blocked by Salvador Aguilar. Now Alan Aguilar for Guatemala is fouled. 2nd foul against El Salvador. 2 fouls aside. Again, 5 allowed before It sets up the opponent with a kick from the second penalty mark. This one goes against Samuel Munoz. Aguilar, across, feeding it through to Enriquez, save again by Montano. Santizo giving pressure. Munoz trying to find an option. Now it's Solis who's trying to figure it out. Something creative there. Chipping it over the head. Got the job done, alleviated some of the pressure for the moment. Guatemala begins to build again, but that one just over the sideline. Or not, said to be kept just in until then kicked out by El Salvador. Thought the official on the far side called it out initially in the air. Guatemala maintains possession. Only momentarily. Sandoval. Battle on the sideline. Won by Munoz. Aguilar, physical play, but clean. Munoz. Can't keep it in. Complaining. Thought he wanted a foul call there. Didn't get it. Chipped in. Back and forth the teams go. At the halfway mark of the first half. 7 combined saves between the two El Salvador keepers. 3 saves for Jose Reyes in Guatemala. Wanderlei Ruiz, another save from Montano. Ruiz created some space with a nice move. That one seemed destined for the bottom corner without the intervention, and that one is wide from Alan Aguilar off the corner kick. Players in each other's face, Solis and Aguilar. Things getting heated. Neighboring countries, rivals in Concacaf. We expected this. And a yellow card being issued to Alan Aguilar. So 2 yellow cards in all, 1 aside. Eric Martinez for El Salvador. Alan Aguilar for Guatemala. There's a look at Emerson Lemus, the goalkeeper who was injured for El Salvador. Had that right knee heavily wrapped. You can still see the pain in his face. Doesn't look promising, it appears, for a return from him, but Montano filling in nicely. Thought he was going to have to spring into action again, but a nice defensive play made by Marvin Diaz. Five saves for Lemus in the first 5 minutes before he exited with the injury. Opportunity on the breakaway. One-on-one, Marvin Diaz with Jose Reyes, and he puts it wide. Giveaway on the corner kick, set up the opportunity. Reyes did a good job cutting off the angle. All the way back the other way now. Gonzalez trying to run onto it for Guatemala. And it's out for a kick-in. Pablo Gonzalez, already 1 goal in this tournament. Set to get it back into play. Mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this one perhaps the most anticipated match of the day, living up to the billing so far, nearly 11 minutes into it. End-to-end action, opportunities galore for both teams. Neither able to convert just quite yet in this matchup of rivals in CONCACAF. Guatemala seeking their 4th straight qualification for the World Cup. El Salvador seeking their 1st. They haven't been in this tournament in 25 years. Opportunity, save again by Montano. Fernando Campagnac checking in this match for the first time. Had the shot for Guatemala. 4th save for Montano in the roughly 5 minutes he's been in as a reliever for Emerson Lemus. The 2 goalkeepers for El Salvador already combining for 9 big saves. Gonzalez. Campagnac. Laid back off shot. Deflects on the way in. Saved by Montano. Still alive for Jose Ale, who put the initial shot in. And he goes all the way back to Jose Reyes before getting it back. 10 saves made between the two keepers for El Salvador. That's 5 now for Montano in relief. Gonzalez tees it off and saved by his own teammate. A wry smile from Pablo Gonzalez. That was going in. He tried to get the last touch on it. Unsure if it was going wide or not. Maybe from that angle it appeared to be going slightly wide, but still a wide open goal, and he could not find the target. Gonzalez has to get that one out of his mind quickly. He might be called upon again. Shipped up towards him and headed away by Munoz. Giveaway, opportunity, saved by Montano, and he's fired up again. Goalkeepers keeping El Salvador in it. 11 combined saves, now 6 for Montano. Corner kick opportunity, sent in. Miss hit on the shot from Campagnac. Aguilar, too heavy, trying to get it over to Contreras, and it's given away. 7:44 to go here in this first half. Guatemala on their home soil here at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City. Gonzalez gets it in. Heavy shot from Ale, deflects out. Corner coming. Quick chat among teammates as to how to set this one up. Alvarado set to take once again. Last time they had a corner on this side, it was a giveaway. This time it's in front perfectly, but put wide by Gonzalez. 2 opportunities missed by Gonzalez in the last minute or so. The last corner from there, as I was mentioning, was a giveaway to Marvin Diaz, who then had a breakaway for El Salvador but put it wide. That one executed much better. The only thing lacking was the finish, put in quickly. And LA earns another corner, just like the last time. Guatemalan players chatting it up once again as Alvarado ventures out to the corner once more. Alvarado puts it in quickly, miss hit. Opportunity, Gonzalez pokes it through, but cleared away by Salvador Aguilar and headed all the way back to Jose Reyes. Jose Guerra into the match for the first time for El Salvador. Sent forward by Salvador Aguilar. Kept in by Contreras. And now out into the arms of Jose Reyes. Alan Aguilar gives it up and gets it back for Alvarado. Wanderlei Ruiz gives it back to Aguilar, and around they swing it to the left side once again. Aguilar across midfield. When he's across, he will take a shot from anywhere. Is lining it up and has it go off of him last for a kick-in. After each team picked up a couple of early fouls, they have held off since then. Still just 2 aside, under 7 to go here in the first half. Barring a late surge in fouls, don't know that the kick from the second penalty mark will come into play here in this half. Each team allowed 5 fouls. On the 6th, you concede that kick. Still just 2 aside. Aguilar. was seeking out Santizo, but has it knocked out for a kick in. Santizo looks like he wants to tee up Aguilar for a shot here. Guatemala's already won 2 corners by doing this. Referee marking off the distance. Santizo, Aguilar takes a couple touches, gives it back. Inside, opportunity. Aguilar with the left foot has it deflected. And El Salvador expecting the shot the way it happened the last couple of times on the kick in from that area of the field. They went with something different, Guatemala. Nearly worked out. Santizo inside. Mancia back for Aguilar. Ruiz. Aguilar out to Santizo. Gets it back on the right wing. Can't keep it in with the chest. 6:09 remaining and a nice first half so far for both teams. Still scoreless. Opportunity for Salvador Aguilar, but he skies it. Santizo for Ruiz, who already has one golden opportunity that was robbed by Oscar Montano. Heavy touch and just seen over the goal line by Salvador Aguilar. Montano 6 saves already in relief of Emerson Lemus, who had 5 saves already before he exited injured. Down the wing, shot gathered easily by Jose Reyes for his 4th save. Guatemala getting set to change all 4 players you see at the bottom of your screen. Alan Aguilar. Cross for Ruiz, back for Aguilar, but just behind him and cleared away. Munoz, space, a runner with him. Couldn't get it through. Opportunity again. Deflected out by Jose Reyes for a corner. Sandoval positions the corner. Sandoval chips it to the backside for Solis. Through to no one, and those 4 substitutions now for Guatemala. Jose Reyes lays it off for Jose Ale. Ale chipping it inside the box. Alvarado unable to secure it. Sandoval lays it off. Gets it back. Marvin Sandoval shot saved by Montano. Alvarado for Enriquez in space. Dummy play there by Sandoval, but nobody made the run in behind. From goalkeeper to goalkeeper, and Jose Reyes rolls it out for Enriquez. Sandoval over the head of Alvarado. Game slowing down a bit with all the balls going out of play. See if either team can recapture that rhythm once again in the last 4 minutes of the half that we saw through much of the first half so far. Deflected out for a Guatemalan kick-in. Enriquez waiting for an option, just goes back to Jose Reyes. Alvarado gives it away. Opportunity over the bar for David Sandoval. Some mistakes made on the backside by both teams, but neither opponent able to take advantage of those mistakes yet. Still scoreless with 3.5 to go in this first half. Sandoval across for Alvarado. Ale to Enriquez. In for Alvarado. Enriquez gets it back to Alvarado. Across between two teammates, and a shoe goes flying the width of the pitch. Munoz, two defenders, he splits them. Contreras to Aguilar. Guatemalan defenders closing in. Chipped up over the top, and a kick-in one across midfield with 3 minutes remaining. Five saves made by Jose Reyes for Guatemala. 12 saves made between both keepers for El Salvador. 7 for Oscar Montano, who's currently in goal. Munoz trying to find some option. Contreras comes in for the help. Knocked out on the slide by Alvarado. Sandoval gets it to his teammate Munoz. David Sandoval chips it forward. Munoz taken down, third foul for Guatemala. Again, with just 2:19 remaining, that kick from the second penalty mark shouldn't come in, but inching ever so slightly closer. David Sandoval, El Salvadoran captain, standing over it. Don't imagine he fancies a shot from here. Instead, it is a shot from distance by his teammate Munoz, saved by Reyes. That's 6 for Jose Reyes in goal. Sandoval back into the corner. Nutmegs the other Sandoval. Both Sandovals going at it. And it's the Guatemalan Marvin Sandoval who beats the El Salvadoran David Sandoval. Wanderlei Ruiz, under 2 remaining. Across to Alan Aguilar. Takes his space. Shot saved by Montano again. Montano oozing energy in goal for El Salvador. And with 8 saves already, you can't blame him for feeling and showing the emotion. Yellow card issued to the bench, it appears, of El Salvador. I believe it was head coach Juan Palma who received it. Another opportunity on the corner. Taken away. Salvador Aguilar gets it forward. There's the opening goal for El Salvador. Rodrigo Contreras. For the second time, Guatemala poorly executes a corner The first time, El Salvador put the ensuing shot wide. This time, on the feed from Salvador Aguilar, it's finished off by Rodrigo Contreras. The team leader in goals for this tournament adds another to his tally. It's his third of the tournament, and it gets us off the mark here between Guatemala and El Salvador. 1:45 left in the first half. El Salvador leads. Battle between two local rivals in Concacaf, neighboring countries. "13 shots on goal in this first half for Guatemala. 13 saves by the El Salvador keepers. 7 shots on goal now for El Salvador. Only 6 saves from Jose Reyes, meaning 1 went in, and there's your 1-0 scoreline with 80 seconds to go in this first half. Perfectly executed counterattack by El Salvador. And Guatemala, the home side, playing on their home soil, up there with Costa Rica, Panama, and the United States as the favorites to advance through to the semifinals. Those other 3 teams I mentioned already did their parts. They're already through. Panama will play Costa Rica. The United States awaiting an opponent. Will it be Guatemala or El Salvador? It's knocked out for another corner kick. Ruiz inside, this one just wide from Jose Mancia. Executed better than the last one, but still just missing that final piece. Under a minute remaining here in this first half. Will it remain 1-0 as the teams head to the locker room, or does this half have one more turn in it? Guatemala has been in 2 tight games so far. 4-2 win over Dominican Republic, 4-3 win over Trinidad and Tobago. Trailing 1-0. Taken away by Mancia with space. Mancia can't feed it over to Ruiz. Taken by Munoz. Mancia wins it back, but gives it back. Opportunity again, just wide from Eric Martinez. Martinez has had 2 one-on-one opportunities with Jose Reyes, and both times Reyes cut off the angle and forced the shot wide. Martinez again, 2-on-1. Opportunity for Munoz. Now the Guatemalan defense gets back. 10 seconds remaining in the half. Munoz against Aguilar. Munoz wins a corner. Last opportunity of the half. Corner kick, 6.3 seconds remain. El Salvador looking to double the lead on the way into the locker room. Sandoval, back for Munoz. 5 seconds, shot deflected. 2 seconds, in front, easy grab by Reyes. Buzzer sounds. El Salvador 1, Guatemala 0. Back in a couple of moments with first half highlights of a very intense quarterfinal matchup between Guatemala and El Salvador. What an intense first half between Guatemala and El Salvador. That sees El Salvador up 1-0 in this quarter-final matchup. Two teams fighting for a spot in the semifinal against the United States and to receive that fourth ticket from the Concacaf region to the 2021 FIFA Futsal World Cup. Costa Rica, Panama, United States already through. Guatemala has qualified for 3 consecutive World Cups. El Salvador never has made it to the World Cup. All of that on the line here. In the early going, the goalkeepers for El Salvador, tremendous. Emerson Lemus made 5 saves before leaving injured on this play right here. Jose Reyes on the flip side, 6 saves for Guatemala. Then Oscar Montano came in to relieve Lemus. He has made 8 saves in relief in the 15 minutes that he has played. That kept the scoreline 0-0 all the way until El Salvador was able to finally break through. And it's been difficult save after difficult save for Montano, who has been fired up. Guatemala has missed its fair share of opportunities as well. 2 of them sitters at the back post for Pablo Gonzalez, unable to complete either. And then the other way, the goal. Great ball put in by Aguilar, and the finish sliding from Contreras, even better. That's the difference right now. 1 for El Salvador, none for Guatemala. 20 minutes until this is final, and a ticket to the World Cup is punched, or more, perhaps. We've already seen 1 game today go to extra time, that being Panama and Canada. Ended up going all the way to penalties. But both teams had opportunities for goals in this half. Only 1 found the back of the net. It belonged to El Salvador. Back for half number 2 in a few moments. Teams take the field for half number 2. 20 minutes separating El Salvador from its first ever trip to the FIFA Futsal World Cup. They lead Guatemala 1-0 at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City. Joe Malfa here with you for the 4th of the 4 quarterfinals. Panama and Costa Rica will play on one side of the bracket. The United States awaiting an opponent on the other side of the bracket. This tournament serves 2 purposes. Obviously, supremacy in the region. You want to lift this trophy. You want to be the champions, of course. And the other purpose, figuring out the 4 Concacaf qualifiers for the World Cup. That is determined right here in the quarterfinals. 3 tickets already punched, 1 more to be punched. Will it be Guatemala making the comeback, or El Salvador holding on? Up 1-0, courtesy of Rodrigo Contreras. Team high 3 goals for Contreras in this tournament. Not much was known about this El Salvador team coming into the tournament, except that they spent the entire pandemic lockdown quarantine with each other, locked down together, training for this tournament. They haven't been in this tournament for 25 years. They earned their first ever point with a draw against the United States in the first match. They followed it up with 2 wins against Cuba and Nicaragua. And now leading Guatemala, the host nation, 1-0 as we're set to start half number 2 of the final quarterfinal. El Salvador begins with possession. We've already seen drama today in the Panama-Canada match, which went to penalties. What do we have in store here? Santizo up to Arevalo. No trouble for Oscar Montano, who made 8 first-half saves, entering about 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the match for an injured Emerson Lemus, who made 5 saves himself before exiting. Aguilar over to Santizo. Now Arevalo. He scored 4 goals in the 2016 tournament. Yet to score for Guatemala in this edition. Ruiz across. Arevalo nearly had an opportunity for the first. Ruiz back to Santizo. First minute controlled by Guatemala. Arevalo has his shot attempt blocked out for a kick-in. Guatemala overall offensively the better of the 2 sides in the first half in terms of quantity of chances. But the best quality came on El Salvador's goal that they finished. 13 shots on target in that first half for Guatemala, all saved. El Salvador had 7, only 6 were saved. Montano secures it. Forward to Sandoval, taken by Arevalo. Santizo. Arevalo streaking next to him. Across to Alan Aguilar. Cross attempt is deflected. Kick in for El Salvador. El Salvador lost each of its matches all the way back in 1996. In this tournament, 1 draw, 2 wins, and now leading in the second half of the quarterfinal. 18 minutes and 30 seconds away from their first ever trip to the World Cup. Guatemala has made 3 in a row, looking to make it 4. Ruiz holds it up, can't thread the needle into Arevalo. Guatemala 13, 3, and 6 all time in this competition, with the trophy in 08. Runners up in 2012, 3rd place in 2016. First half goal by Rodrigo Contreras in the last 2 minutes of the half. That is the difference right now. Forward to the goal scorer once again, but he has it knocked out by Santizo. David Sandoval to get it back in. To Contreras, under pressure from Arevalo, goes all the way back to Montano, who just clears it to safety. 4 substitutes coming all at once as Guatemala changes units. Pablo Gonzalez trotting back out there, number 3. He's got the 2 best opportunities of the night for Guatemala. Wide open goals, just pushed it wide both times. Shot from distance, dipping, but didn't dip enough from Fernando Campagnac. Montano waiting for a ball, finds one. 34-year-old goalkeeper. Star of the night as the backup. Thrust into action due to the injury to the starter, Emerson Lemus. And the first foul of the second half goes against El Salvador. Alvarado. Back to Enriquez. At the feet of Alvarado once more. Under pressure. Gets it off to Gonzalez. Alvarado. One-on-one. Through. Backside. Gonzalez was streaking in the middle. Shot attempt missed. Opportunity the other way. El Salvador has numbers. Looked like it was deflected towards his own goal by Campagnac as he made the clearing attempt. Oh, it was, in the end, Aguilar who got a foot to it, so save made by Jose Reyes. Corner kick just blasted off the thigh of Alvarado. That one goes all the way through with nobody making contact. It was a counterattack off of an errant corner kick that got El Salvador the goal. Forward from Reyes, deflected into the path of an El Salvadoran player, in alone off the post. Samuel Munoz can't believe it. Did well to fight off Alvarado as he's falling with his left foot. Rattles the goal. Inches from a 2-0 lead for El Salvador. Down the field for Campagnac. Foul goes against Guatemala, their first of the half. 1 foul aside. Each team did pick up a yellow card in the first half. Aguilar for Guatemala, Martinez for El Salvador. Sandoval gets it back from Solis. Munoz trying to get past Gonzalez, but being harassed the whole way. Gonzalez now goes through the back and commits the second foul in rapid succession for Guatemala. Just like in the first half, 2 fouls against Guatemala. Only a few minutes into the half. Have to be careful of that. Gonzalez gets it in. Back to LA. Out wide for Alvarado. Sandoval puts a good foot in. El Salvador's captain. All the way across for LA and back again for Alvarado. He meets Sandoval again. This time, instead of going at him, he goes back to LA. Guatemala trying to find an avenue through which to attack. There it is, the shot curls wide. On second look, close to a touch from Montano, but not quite. Shot just fizzes wide from Alvarado. Gonzalez moves it off of last. Martinez. Subs getting ready for Guatemala. All the way down the field to Montano. And given right back, kick in on the far side for Guatemala. Aguilar back into the match. Ruiz back into the match. Campagnac to Aguilar. Wide for Gonzalez. Physical play once again. Space in front. Munoz sliding in. Gonzalez to clear. And last off of Munoz. Campagnac goes out for the sub. 3 of the 4 have changed for Guatemala. 1 more in the works as well as Arevalo gets out there for Gonzalez. So a full new unit now again for Guatemala. The same 4 that started this half. Went to the side for a quick breather, now back out there. Santizo, Aguilar. Ruiz works past his defender, inside save by Montano. Looking to quickly take the corner kick. Gets it in front, saved by Montano. Shouts for handball, and it is. Goes against Solis. Ten saves for Oscar Montano. Who is now setting up a wall as Guatemala conspires over the free kick. Santizo now leaves Aguilar all alone. What will Aguilar do? Official setting up the wall. Proper distance away from the kick. Nearly 5 minutes into this second half. Joe Malfa here with you for the last of the quarterfinal matchups. The goal from Contreras, the difference right now for El Salvador. Alan Aguilar takes a shot off the post. Each side has now hit 1 post in this second half already. That near post was left wide open by Montano. Not sure if he positioned himself incorrectly or if the wall wasn't quite where it should have been. But Aguilar saw the alleyway, took the shot. Now an opportunity for Ruiz to take a shot that gets blocked on the way in. 2-on-1 the other way brewing. Diaz gets it across, opportunity. Aguilar lays it off to Diaz, high and wide. Back and forth the teams go, trading punches. Neither team able to land a clean one though and get another goal. Chipped in Santizo, looking for Aguilar. Sandoval to Aguilar over the top, into the hands of Jose Reyes. Alan Aguilar for Guatemala. Through the middle of the field over to Santizo. Aguilar goes down, no call. Arevalo takes a shot, goes wide. Arevalo deflects as it goes across the field. Kick in on the other side from Santizo. Neither team has lost in this tournament. That will change at the end of this one way or the other. Arevalo can't latch on the end of it. Solis chips it over the top, headed towards goal, but with no one there by Sandoval, given away. Martinez shot, save, Jose Reyes. 8th save of the match for Reyes. Out for a corner for El Salvador, clinging to that 1-0 lead. Both teams have had opportunities. Both teams have hit a post here in the second half. Sandoval will do it again. David Sandoval gets it in, takes a deflection, and it's saved. Reyes had to save it off the deflection by his own teammate. Sandoval out wide, Contreras across, sliding at the back post and missing it was Eric Martinez. Great look from this camera angle. Inches away again from a 2-0 lead for El Salvador as Santizo takes it down the right flank and gives it up. Alvarado, substitutions made during that replay by Guatemala. 2 new bodies out there. Ruiz across for Santizo. Inside, Aguilar picks his head up, and that one does not trouble the keeper. Rival neighboring nations in Concacaf with so much on the line. The intensity through the roof. Ruiz has a runner in the middle. Across to Santizo, puts it wide. Opportunities coming fast and furious for Guatemala. Still just missing the last ball. A couple have clanged off the post. A total of 15 have been saved by opposing goalkeepers. 5 for Lemos before he got injured. 10 since for Montano. Opportunity again, Alvarado, shot, save, rebound, Aguilar, save again in front. Montano saving everything in goal. Aguilar, again, blocked. Oh, they had a possible 2-on-1 the other way, but stumbling over the ball was Alan Solis. He has Sandoval with him. Takes it away again, maybe making amends, but commits the foul. And shown a yellow. 2 fouls aside now in the second half. Yellow card for Solis. A look at that double save from Montano. The kick save gets up, and then off the midsection as Aguilar comes flying in. Here's the foul and the yellow card that goes against Solis. Some maintenance down on the field. Mop up some sweat in that last exchange in front of goal. Ruiz waits to take the kick. Santizo gets it. Alvarado. Ruiz looking for some help, finds it with a teammate to his back, Jose Ale. Santizo touches it into space on the wing, but can't get back to it. Alvarado on the giveaway. Easy save made by Montano. Aguilar across, 2 for El Salvador. This time it's Eric Martinez. A very quick counterattack, a clean pass across, and another crisp sliding finish for El Salvador, much like the first goal. What a ball across. Nobody defending on the backside. Martinez has had 3 1v1 opportunities. The first 2 he put wide. This one he slots in. El Salvador doubles the lead. 16 shots on goal for Guatemala. None have found the back of the net. And El Salvador has scored twice on 11 shots on goal. Desperate times now for Guatemala. Can El Salvador get a third? Martinez ranging forward. And it's shielded out. Next goal in this game, if there is even another one, but with the pace you imagine there will be. But the next one will be key. Can Guatemala pull it back, get back into it, back within one? Or can El Salvador take a commanding 3-0 lead? This comes just moments after a remarkable double save by Oscar Montano. That's 3 fouls now against El Salvador. They've got 2 more to give before Guatemala gets a kick from the second penalty mark. Quickly into play. Sandoval. Ale, back to Sandoval. Inside, Gonzalez. Heavy touch, gives it away. Munoz, deflected by Gonzalez. Back to Aguilar, who just clears. 11 to go in the second half. A date with the United States in tomorrow's semifinal on the line. More importantly, perhaps, a ticket to the 2021 FIFA Futsal World Cup in Lithuania later this year. Panama, Costa Rica, United States already through. One of these teams will join them. Will it be Guatemala for the 4th consecutive World Cup, or El Salvador crashing the party for the first time ever? They have not been in this tournament since 1996. They nearly qualified for the Concacaf Futsal Championship back in 2012, but lost a qualifier in the final seconds against Canada. What a remarkable story that would be if El Salvador, after 25 years of dormancy in Concacaf Futsal, ends up going all the way to the World Cup. Sent down the field from Munoz, nobody there. Still a lot of time left in this one. Just the other day, we saw a late 2-goal lead change hands between Haiti and Canada. Haiti took a 2-0 lead all the way to the 8-minute mark. They lost 4-2. Alvarado trying to find it, takes a shot that gets blocked. Gonzalez fighting through. And it's cleared all the way back down the field to Ale. Looking for Gonzalez in the corner, shielded out. Possession goes to El Salvador. Late touch on that one for Jose Reyes. Corner for El Salvador, blocked out for another. Clamoring for a handball, they don't get the call. Put in by Sandoval. Back to Solis, it's blocked. All the way back now to Montano. Gonzalez with subs awaiting on the sideline for Guatemala. Ale thinks about a shot, pulls it back for Sandoval. Out for a kick-in. Here come the changes for Guatemala. Alvarado. And Guatemala, this is aggressive. Already putting that keeper kit on Santizo to get an extra outfield player on the field, with Santizo joining the attack. Bold move with 9 minutes still to go. See if it pays off. Kick in for Guatemala. Ruiz. Santizo is there, gets it back to Ruiz. The goal open on the other side for El Salvador to shoot at if they win possession with a 2-0 lead. Santizo, of course, can use his hands in the area as the designated keeper out there, but in there for his offense. Passing around the perimeter. Ruiz down low for Enriquez. Santizo. 8.5 to go, Ruiz. Still looking for an alley. That is not yet opening up. Down low, inside, Santizo, shot blocked. Still alive, deflected. It'll be a kick in for Guatemala. Jaime De Leon, head coach for Guatemala, taking this chance earlier than might have been imagined. Perhaps sensing that El Salvador has been on their heels much of this second half. The goal came out of nothing. Just a quick counterattack, great hold-up play by Aguilar with his back to goal. Turned around, put a perfect ball to the back post. That was finished off by Eric Martinez while sliding in. But outside of that, a half controlled by Guatemala, but 16 saves in all. El Salvador goalkeepers, 5 for Lemus before he was injured, 11 since for Montano. Jose Reyes with 9 big saves of his own, but has let 2 in at the back post to unmarked attackers. Goal open, shot from distance, wide and high. Santizo still out there. Sent forward. Aguilar shields it out. Aguilar sends it down. Back out there, Jose Reyes for the time being. Heavy collision. Play continues. Extra man right now for Guatemala. And a big save by Montano. With a player down, Solis, Guatemala kept going with the extra man and nearly made it count. Santizo back out there now. Lays it off for Ruiz. Goal open at the other end. Inside, opportunity across, off the line. Empty goal to shoot at, they do! It trickles wide again. El Salvador that close to taking a commanding 3-0 lead as Guatemala presses to cut the lead in half with Santizo out there as an extra attacker. Enriquez to Santizo. Enriquez. Back to Santizo. Ruiz. Enriquez. Inside. Opportunity shot. Never had a chance from Jose Mancia. Jose Reyes tracking back out there now in goal for Guatemala. Santizo comes to the side for a drink of water. That one just over the touchline. Reminder, 3 fouls already against El Salvador, 2 more to give. Just 2 against Guatemala. Eric Martinez and Alan Solis with yellow cards for El Salvador. Chance brewing. Ruiz can't get the pass back from Mancia. Under 7 to go in the second half at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City. Enriquez shot, save, rebound. That's one back for Guatemala, courtesy of Jose Mancia. That all-important next goal in a 2-0 game. Montano stopped the first one, couldn't stop the rebound. Mancia gets one back. Whole new ball game, 2-1. Mancia's second goal of the tournament. If you thought this match was intense before, wait till you see what it looks like now in a 1-goal game with 6:45 remaining. 2 rival nations in CONCACAF. 6:45 away from El Salvador's first ever trip to the World Cup. Can they hold on? They drew their first match against the United States, then beat Cuba and Nicaragua in their next 2 matches. Aguilar chips it over the top. Montano grabs it. I was just ready to posit the question, will Guatemala, now down just 1, still be as aggressive with getting Santizo out there? And we have the answer. Reyes comes to the sideline. Santizo goes back out there. Goal open for Guatemala with 6:15 to play, trying to get the equalizer. Ruiz and Santizo back and forth. Out for a kick-in. Alvarado to Santizo. Ruiz. Enriquez wants it on the near side and gets it. Back across Santizo. Working with the extra man out there because they have Santizo in for Reyes. Goal is open on the other end. Santizo, Ruiz, Enriquez. Back and forth around the perimeter. Now Alvarado. Santizo, Ruiz. Chipped for Enriquez. Takes it and line. Keeps it in barely. Takes a deflection. Neared as far as Ruiz. Santizo lines up the shot, deflected out for a corner. Rodrigo Contreras opened the scoring in the dying moments of the first half. Eric Martinez got the second for El Salvador. Jose Mancia moments ago brought one back for Guatemala. Guatemala has finished in the top 3 of this tournament the last 3 times. Winners in 08, runners-up in 12, third place in 16. They've made 3 consecutive World Cups, in danger of missing out this time. Out for another corner. Quick chat between Solis and the referee for a taunt at the end of that play. Solis already on a yellow card, so the official clearly just telling him to use his head. The 2 patch it up. Mancia to Enriquez. We've seen the same players out there for Guatemala since they put the extra attacker in. Enriquez over Santizo. Inside Alvarado across. Mancia there. And it'll be El Salvador possession. Mancia thought they were going to get a corner out of it. Falling on a wet spot that he's pointing to was Solis. Guatemala catches a break. Solis looked like he was going to pick up his head and try to shoot for the empty net. Ruiz to Enriquez. Across for Santizo. Open alleyway. Takes the shot off the crossbar. Great look at this one. Dipping shot at the very end. Off the crossbar. Reyes back out there. Quickly springs the attack the other way. Alvarado takes his space and the shot deflects out for a kick-in. Santizo trotting back out there. 4:26 remains. Ruiz. Guatemala in total control with the extra man out there, and as I say that, they give it away. They started this tactic with about 9 minutes remaining. They earned a goal out of it on a rebound by Mancia. Give away at midfield. Alvarado loses it. Across in space. Munoz, the shot saved by Jose Reyes. Back out there for Santizo, and now back the other way by Ruiz. Martinez taken down cleanly. Santizo trying to check back out there. A whole new unit set to check in, it seems, for Guatemala as well. These 4 guys in blue, plus Santizo in the bright orange, have been out there for the better part of the last 5 minutes. Inside, deflected, cleared away. Open net, Santizo puts a foot in. Alvarado blocks the shot from Aguilar. Thrown out by Montano. Kick in for Guatemala. They didn't make the changes yet. Santizo. Enriquez. Back to Santizo. Has space. Takes the shot. Saved by Montano. Open net the other way. But Victor Chavez couldn't get a shot off. And for the first time in either half, one of the teams uses a timeout. A quick opportunity for the players, for you at home and for me to catch our breath. Jaime De Leon drawing something up for Guatemala. Juan Palma talking things over with his side. So close to the World Cup. Would be their first ever trip to the World Cup. Haven't even been in Concacaf Futsal competition since 1996. Their first appearance in 25 years. Might also yield their first ever World Cup berth. Couple minutes remaining. You can see the nerves on the faces of the Guatemalan players, pacing on the sideline. Perhaps not making the subs, just standing there because this is too intense to be in your seat. Ruiz and Santizo back and forth again. Santizo back to Ruiz. Once again, the two interchange. Enriquez, opportunity, fluffs it. Clock ticks under 3 minutes. Thrown the length of the pitch, Jose Reyes back out there as Guatemala shifts to defensive mode. Munoz across Contreras. Put a dangerous ball to the back post. That's how El Salvador scored each of their first 2 goals. But that time, nobody there to put it home. Cleared away, kick incoming. Santizo back out there for Guatemala. Clearly now, those players for Guatemala standing on the sideline, not checking in as subs, just too intense of a moment to be sitting down. Santizo to Ruiz, thought about the shot, takes a touch, now takes the shot, it deflects out for a corner kick. 13 saves by Montano. 5 by Lemus before he got injured. 18 in all on 19 shots on goal. Santizo has space for a shot of his own, takes it deflected. Inside, Alvarado. Mancia had an opportunity to flick it. Didn't make clean contact. Kick in for El Salvador. Shouts for handball after that. Goes uncalled. Buzzer sounds again for a timeout. So I thought. I'm not sure if they called a foul against El Salvador there. If they did, it's 4. Now only 1 more to give if that is the case. Net is open. Santizo, end line. Making a sliding effort as Aguilar out for a corner kick. 1:51 to go. Santizo to Ruiz. Enriquez inside, Alvarado. Shot from distance towards the empty net, wide again. El Salvador has taken that opportunity 3 times, unable to find Twine on any occasion. Thrown the length of the field, shot, save Montano. A good strike from Alvarado. The 14th save for Montano, who again did not even start tonight. Expert effort in relief from Montano. Ruiz, Santizo and Ruiz back and forth again. Santizo inside. Enriquez pokes it across, chipped over the goal by Solis. Desperation defending now with 1:23 remaining from El Salvador. So close to a first ever World Cup berth, and how sweet it would be to do it against your rival. In front, Mancia chests it wide. Thrown all the way down. Once again, Reyes went in briefly. Now Santizo back out there. The host nation, Guatemala, in some trouble. A minute to go. Opportunity on the turn, but put wide by Mancia. 63 seconds. Thrown down. Back into play. Ruiz through. Santizo's shot blocked. Incredible effort from all the El Salvador players, putting their bodies on the line, blocking shots left and right. Santizo, 36 seconds. Inside shot, it's in! Guatemala equalizes! It's Roberto Alvarado! Desperation defense from El Salvador, desperation offense from Guatemala, and this one sneaks in at the far post. What a shot from Alvarado. We have a 2-2 game. Last-ditch efforts from Guatemala pay off. All those opportunities from El Salvador, 3 of them shooting on the empty net, and on second look from this angle, the first one that shows it went through the legs of Montano. 3 opportunities for El Salvador shooting at the open net. They all go wide. And now with 28.3 seconds remaining, it's a 2-2 game. 2 neighboring rivals in Concacaf. What a game, and it's not done yet. Perhaps an extra 10 minutes necessary. Seconds remain. All the way back down to Reyes. Aguilar can't hold on to it. .6 seconds. The buzzer sounds. 2-2 at the end of 40 minutes between Guatemala and El Salvador. With 30 seconds left, Roberto Alvarado equalizes. I step away for a moment. Extra time coming up. 2-2 game with a chance to go to the World Cup on the line. Both teams back out on the field, set to be in extra time. 2 5-minute periods will be played. No golden goal situation. Both 5-minute periods will be played. If at the end of the total of 10 minutes of extra time the score is still tied, we go to penalties at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City, Guatemala. The fourth of the 4 quarterfinal matchups. Joe Malfa here with you for the action. Guatemala equalized in the dying seconds of the second half. After pressuring for about 9 minutes, getting an extra attacker out there the whole time, El Salvador missed 3 chances shooting the length of the field at the open net. All 3 went just wide. And if they go on to lose this game, those missed opportunities might keep them up at night. El Salvador, a nation searching for its first ever World Cup berth. Guatemala has made 3 in a row. Arevalo has it deflect off. For Guatemala, perhaps the fresher of the 2 sides right now, because the entire unit that's out there was not out there for the last 9 minutes of the game. Guatemala has a set unit they were using with the extra attacker, Santizo, out there. These 4 men out on the field now were on the sideline the entire time, fresh as can be. They've had about 13 game minutes off, about 20 real minutes, factoring in the timeouts and the breaks. Aguilar sends it forward. It deflects on the way in to Montano, but an easy save is made. And the men out there right now for Guatemala, the starters from the match as well. Arevalo pressures. Headed on by Ale into the path of Aguilar, who cannot keep it in. Top of the broadcast, I said this perhaps was the most anticipated of the 4 quarterfinal matchups, and it has lived up to the billing. Aguilar across, Arevalo open, across, sliding at the back post but can't get it in. It was Marvin Sandoval. Take another look. Arevalo sends it across. Could not steer it on frame. Sent it back where it came from instead. Across and chipped over by Solis. The United States, they were expected to beat Dominican Republic. Canada-Panama was supposed to be a very interesting, tight one. It proved to be. They went to penalties. Costa Rica, heavy favorites over Suriname. They showed it in a 12-1 win. This was the one that was always in doubt. 2 rival neighboring nations who went through this tournament without a loss in the group stage. Guatemala 2-0, El Salvador 2 wins and a draw. Opportunity for Aguilar, but clearing it Jose Reyes. So these 2 unbeaten teams to the group stage meeting here. And what a match it has been. Not done yet. 2:50 to go in the first extra time. Another 5-minute extra time will follow. If still tied at the end of that, penalties. Mancia scored the first goal for Guatemala. And the equalizer scored by Roberto Alvarado with about 30 seconds remaining. Mancia to Santizo. Santizo across. The shot is wide from Walter Enriquez. Santizo, not used to seeing him back out there in blue now. He played the last 10 minutes of the half wearing orange, donning that designated keeper kit as they got the extra attacker out there. Ruiz intercepted. Across. Blocked. Munoz in the way of it. Enriquez, Ruiz, shot over the bar. Of course, safety first. And under these COVID conditions, the right decision made by Concacaf to have this match with no fans. But this is the moment where you wish on their home soil Guatemala had that home crowd. What a display it would be as that shot goes wide. A usually raucous home environment. Silent now except for the players' voices, the squeaking of the shoes, and the kicks of the ball. But a nation outside these doors rooting this team on from their homes. Same can be said over the border in El Salvador, hoping for the first time ever to see their nation through to the World Cup. Aguilar looking for an option, just lays it off for Sandoval. Back for Arevalo. Aguilar, tight quarters, works through it. Ale gives it up for Arevalo, but that pass wayward of Sandoval. David Sandoval now to get it back into play for El Salvador, off the forehead of Marvin Sandoval. Dueling number 10s, dueling Sandovals, trying to get the ball back into play. Nice touch into space by Munoz. On his right foot, the shot was going wide, but blocked by Aguilar and kept in. Only until Sandoval dribbled it out for a kick in for El Salvador. 1:23 remaining in the first extra time. Second quarterfinal that's gone to extra time. Chance brewing for Arevalo on his left foot, but now closed down. He resets through Aguilar. Ale. Aguilar, the captain, the team's leading scorer in this tournament. Teed up for Aguilar. He's scored from that range already in this tournament, but not that time. Teams will change ends and begin the second extra time right away. Under a minute remaining in the first. Neither team with a goal yet. Aguilar, across. Martinez already with one on the night. That one blocked by Alan Aguilar. Mancia. Cut out by Solis. Brilliant turn by Aguilar, in alone, puts it in the wrong side of the netting. And on his way back up the field, clatters into Reyes, takes him down. Referee waving Aguilar over. A card or a chat? Just a chat. Guatemalan players lobbying for a card, but not issued. Solis and Martinez on yellow cards for El Salvador. Alan Aguilar on a yellow for Guatemala. Solis takes it away. Foul is called against Jose Mancia. Alvarado helped to his feet. David Sandoval standing over the kick. Referee marking off the distance for the wall. 24 to go in the first extra time, another 5 minutes to follow. Again, regardless of the score, not a golden goal situation. Sandoval shoots it, back post. Oh my goodness, Martinez had a chance. Well executed by El Salvador. Montano. Given away to Ruiz. Taken away by Solis. 10 seconds in this first extra time. Ruiz trots through the middle. Takes a shot from distance. Montano, no trouble. That's his 15th save of the match. And it takes us into the second extra time. Still level at 2 apiece. Very quick change over here between the sides. Just a minute break as the teams change benches and change sides. Who will be the hero? Will there be a hero? Do penalties loom? Questions we will have answered in the next 5 minutes. Already saw penalties once today. Panama, Canada. Panama won it 4-3 in penalties. After that game was level at 1 goal apiece through 50 minutes. Martinez had 2 opportunities in the first extra time for El Salvador. That first one you saw shot to the wrong side of the netting, and this one here alone at the back post, hands immediately go on top of the head. Knew he had a chance to put El Salvador through, or at least give them a chance to see it to the finish line in the last 5 minutes. Just a reminder, so we're clear, not golden goal. The entire 5 minutes will be played. But after this 5 minutes, if it's still tied, we decide it from the mark. El Salvador, Guatemala, neighboring rival countries in Concacaf. Guatemala has made 3 straight World Cups. El Salvador has never been there. They haven't even been in this tournament since 1996. Joe Malfa with you. The action taking place at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City, Guatemala. Host nation, Guatemala, we're on the ropes. Down 2-0. In the last 9 minutes, they played with an extra attacker, flying the goalkeeper. They brought one back with about 5 minutes left, courtesy of Mancia. Infraction on the kick-in. And then, with about a half-minute remaining, the hero, Roberto Alvarado, drew the game level with his goal. His first of the tournament for Guatemala. Could not have come at a more opportune moment. Sandoval stands over the kick-in. Tees it up. Shot taken by Munoz, deflects off the crossbar. Took a deflection on the way in. Reyes might have also gotten a piece of it, and then it hit the crossbar and stayed out. The better of the chances in extra time have belonged to El Salvador. Responding well to the adversity created by allowing Guatemala back into this and blowing that 2-0 lead. Sandoval all the way across. Might have taken a touch, it did. Another look at that chance. There's the first deflection. There's the save from Reyes off the bar, and it goes out. There were shouts from El Salvador that thought it crossed the line, but clearly it did not. Sandoval, Munoz, finding room for a shot, saved by Reyes. Saw it the whole way. Might have been going wide anyway. Not taking any chances. Another kick in for Sandoval. Quickly taken and quickly wasted by Salvador Aguilar. Reyes gets it in. Marvin Sandoval all the way up. Opportunity the other way for Guatemala. They convert! Guatemala ahead 3-2. And it's that man again, Roberto Alvarado. He equalized with 30 seconds remaining. He gives Guatemala the lead. Alvarado touched it inside, created space, and finished. Alvarado again, saved by Montano. Rebound, Gonzalez puts it wide, Santizo. But quickly off the kick, Guatemala nearly another. Montano has made 16 saves now. 24 shots on target for Guatemala. 3 have entered the goal, and they're up a goal with 3:55 remaining. At what point now does El Salvador fly the goalkeeper to get the extra attacker there? Guatemala was very aggressive, down 2-0. They started the tactic with 9 minutes remaining. Now with 3:50 left, when does El Salvador do it? Down a goal. Trailing for the first time in this match. They had a 2-0 lead with 9 minutes remaining. They had a 2-1 lead with 30 seconds remaining before Guatemala equalized. Alvarado scored the game tying goal, and now he stands with the game winning goal unless El Salvador says anything else about it. Ruiz forward, opportunity again, taken down. Alvarado cleanly, say the referees. Diving header as Enriquez clears out for a kick-in. You see flying across the screen, an extra attacker out there now. It's Solis for El Salvador. Can Guatemala capitalize in the way El Salvador did not by shooting at the empty net? Remember, El Salvador 3 times shot the length of the field at the empty net, and that one ends up in! What happened there? An innocent-looking shot from midfield. David Sandoval equalizes. Did Reyes just not see it? He was going the wrong way. What a finish. David Sandoval picks out the corner from midfield. Three, level again. What a match between Guatemala and El Salvador. Opportunity again brewing. Alan Aguilar, a heavy touch. Thrown the length of the field by Montano. Aguilar pounces to it. Aguilar across to Enriquez. Ruiz in the middle. Ruiz on his left foot, the shot goes wide. The equalizing goal from El Salvador, so bizarre. A weak shot from midfield by David Sandoval, who now goes to the bench. Guatemalan players looking around, not sure what happened. Subdued celebration initially by the El Salvador players, unsure of what happened except for Sandoval, who knew he equalized. Santizo to Aguilar. Back to Ruiz. Santizo feigns the shot, gives it away. Aguilar. Intercepted by Ruiz. Contreras shields it out. Chipped over the top. Solis fighting to keep it in. He cannot. Sandoval plays it in. Alvarado stumbles over it. Already with 2 goals in this match. The equalizer at 2 goals apiece. And what he thought might have been the game winner before David Sandoval equalized on an odd play for El Salvador. Innocent looking shot from midfield. Found its way into the corner. You wonder on that play if Jose Reyes was anticipating a pass to the corner by Sandoval, because he took a couple steps to his right to cover the attacker that was out there, and before he knew it, the ball was in the back of his net. 2:06 remaining. Is there another change in the script before we go to penalties? Arevalo has it shielded out by Salvador Aguilar. Montano throws it down. Diaz stumbles, regathers his feet. Kick incoming with 1:43 left. Diaz helped back to his feet. Another look. Taken quickly. Aguilar's shot never had a chance. Reyes throws it down, unable to corral it. Roberto Alvarado. Both teams pressing for a winner. Will it come, or will we decide it on kicks from the mark? Enriquez and Sandoval not on the same page. 93 seconds to go. Aguilar lofts it down. Back and forth the teams go now without any opportunities. That could change in an instant as Alvarado comes down the wing. Does he earn a corner? Referees looking at each other. He does earn a corner. 1:23 remaining. Guatemala seeking a 4th straight trip to the World Cup. El Salvador a first ever. In their return to this tournament for the first time in 25 years, shot from Enriquez is blocked. Shot from distance into the waiting arms of Jose Reyes. His 12th save, one of the easier ones he's had to make on the night. Santizo in the corner for Ruiz. Ruiz set to take the corner. Deflects out for another. Clock ticks under a minute remaining. This one better, shot off the bar from Santizo. Long toss from Montano, chested down but given away by Sandoval. Santizo turning, chipping it across. Enriquez one-on-one with Aguilar. Enriquez cuts in and shoots, saved by Montano. Juicy rebound, no Guatemalan player there to pounce on it. Aguilar clears. Headed away by Reyes. Ruiz chips it the other way. 31.6 remaining. If either team is able to score now, you imagine that would be it. Not leaving the opposition any time to bring it back. And a handball called against Enriquez. Gives El Salvador a free kick. Another look. Clearly got him in the right arm. A couple inches away from the body. Kick coming from El Salvador. This game level because of that man, David Sandoval. Not the most powerful of shots from midfield, but had the touch and the finesse on it. With the goalkeeper, Jose Reyes, going the wrong way. Surprised everyone down on the field. Guatemala players, they didn't know how to react. Sandoval's teammates didn't know how to react. He celebrated immediately. He knew what he did. He equalized, that's why we're 3-3. He shoots here, saved by Reyes. Whether it's a kick in or a corner, it's within an inch of each other, depending on where that ball went out. So no difference here. But Sandoval trots out to take it. Gives it up, shot taken and blocked. The other way, Marvin Sandoval. For Guatemala, too heavy of a touch for Enriquez. 18.2 to go. Chipped forward. Contreras, who opened the scoring in this one, way back in the first half. Santizo, 10 seconds remaining. Is there a final opportunity? 6 seconds remaining. Kick in for El Salvador. They have to go quickly. Salvador Aguilar waits for the distance to be marked off on the kick in. Gets it in quickly. Sandoval chips it forward. Settled down in the middle, and the buzzer sounds. We go to penalties. Both of these teams are spent, but it's not done yet. Now it comes down to a contest of kicks from the penalty mark. Lester Arevalo, the other goalkeeper for Guatemala, shed the penny. Wonder if he is going to be subbed in for penalties for Jose Reyes. Scoring was opened up by Rodrigo Contreras, dying moments of the first half. Eric Martinez early in the second half gave El Salvador a 2-0 lead. With 9 minutes remaining in the second half, Guatemala got really aggressive, already pulled the goalie for the extra attacker in the form of Santizo. They brought 1 goal back with about 6 minutes remaining in the second half. They equalized with about 30 seconds remaining. In the extra time, the first extra time period was scoreless. In the second, goal was scored by Roberto Alvarado, once again his second of the match, to put Guatemala ahead 3-2. Just when it seemed like everything was going in their favor, David Sandoval on an odd shot from midfield, not much power behind it, placed it properly in the corner. Surprised everyone out there. Equalized at 3 apiece. No goals after that. Here we go to penalties at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City, Guatemala. The host nation, Guatemala, looking to make their 4th consecutive World Cup. El Salvador, who has not been in this tournament for 25 years, seeking their first ever trip to the World Cup. Rival neighboring nations in Concacaf. It had to come down to this, didn't it, for maximum drama here in the final quarterfinal of the day. 3 tickets to the World Cup already punched. Costa Rica, Panama, and the United States. Will it be El Salvador or Guatemala heading to Lithuania with the other 3? Certainly appears as if Lester Arevalo is checking in for penalties. Jose Reyes stopped 12 shots of the 15 shots on goal. Waiting to get things going. Perhaps it will be Jose Reyes. Arevalo was getting all the pats on the back from his teammates. It will be Reyes in goal for Guatemala. Alan Solis, the first kick taker. Solis against Reyes. From 6 meters away. First shot is wide. Guatemala an early advantage. Alan Solis, hands on his head. Reyes gets the right way, but it's wide anyway. Jose Ale now for Guatemala. Oscar Montano did not start this game for El Salvador, but he came in and he made 16 saves. Ale, shot, save again by Montano. Back on equal footing. Guessed the right way, nearly dove too far, caught the outside of his left hip. Now Arevalo checks into the goal for Guatemala. Keepers alternating. Rodrigo Contreras at the mark. Samuel Munoz taking this kick. Munoz against Arevalo. Munoz converts. 1-0 El Salvador. Second opportunity coming for Guatemala. You cannot take a kick more perfect than that into the top of the netting on the rise. Santizo trying to get the ball to stay in place. Montano already with one save. Santizo approaches. Santizo converts. Teams mirror each other through 2 rounds. Both miss the first, both convert the second. Arevalo in goal again. David Sandoval to take. It was his goal that equalized at 3 in the second extra time. The captain, 31 years old, David Sandoval. Approaches, saved by Arevalo. Sandoval went down the middle. Arevalo the stop with his left hand. Chance now for Aguilar, the opposing captain, to do what the other captain could not do. Aguilar does convert. Through 3 rounds, Guatemala 2, El Salvador 1. Salvador Aguilar for El Salvador. The approach, the shot, it's in. Keeps it going. With that, we're guaranteed to go to the 5th round at least. Had he failed to convert, Mancia would have had a chance right here to end it. Mancia against Montano. Mancia gets it through the legs. Guatemala feeling it now. If El Salvador fails to convert, Guatemala is through to the semifinals and to their 4th consecutive World Cup. Comes down to Eric Martinez against Lester Arevalo. If he misses, it's over. Martinez makes it. Down to the last of the first 5 kicks. Simple as this. Guatemala converts. Guatemala's through. A miss, and we continue. Who but Roberto Alvarado? 2 goals already tonight. The equalizer with 30 seconds left. What appeared to be the game-winning goal in the second extra time, but he can actually win it now. Roberto Alvarado approaches, and Guatemala is through to the semifinals and the 2021 World Cup in Lithuania. What a match! And Alvarado finishes it off. 2 goals in the first 50 minutes and the deciding kick from the mark. A quick break here, and we come back for the full-time highlights of an incredible quarterfinal. Guatemala through to the semis and through to the World Cup here in the 2021 Concacaf Futsal Championship.